So it's shoulder day with a little bit of chest. Starting out with some dumbbell lateral raise. I am supposed to start out, and by supposed to, it's pretty much just because of the order of exercises on the Excel spreadsheet, but supposed to be doing shoulder press. It was taken by this old guy who, whenever I see him, he's always taken, 20 minutes. So, whatever. I also take 20 minutes on my stuff, but I just do it more handsomely and younger. I would look better. So that's a very egotistical way to start. Have a couple things on my mind that I wanted. I have an internal dialogue. Some people don't. I do. And I will sometimes think about what I want to say when I'm in the gym doing these videos. Kind of like when you're going to hang out with your friend and you're like, oh, I don't want to forget about telling him about this, stuff like that. My buddy called me yesterday at like 1 p.m. because he's in the Eastern time zone. Estefano, bro, I know you don't watch these videos, but dude, you gotta call me a little bit later in the day, man. I'm still at work. Anyway, I want to plug. I want to also cover up the mic so you don't have to listen to this trash music. I want to let you know that I have been posting on my blog, as much as it hurts to say it. I hate saying I'm a blogger. I'm a writer. I'd rather say that, although I'm not a writer either. WheelchairDNA.com. Go check it out. I've been writing quite a bit, at least once or twice a week on average for the past couple weeks. Yesterday I wrote about why things being harder doesn't make them hard. And I was writing about it, and then I was talking to my brother about it, and I actually edited the article because I came to a much better way of explaining it. And the way it is that in a wheelchair, at least for me, right? You might call me ableist, but I would rather say I'm just, my perspective is limited to my own experiences for the most part. There are people who have, limited use of their hands. They don't have core control, so they can't even sit up how I sit up and adjust themselves how I adjust myself. So there are considerations to say that, this is all stuff from my perspective. Aside from that, though, I'm not going to repeat everything, obviously. I already wrote about it. But being in a wheelchair often means that everything in life is harder. But it doesn't mean that it makes life hard. It's more like it adds extra processes to anything I want to do. So, instead of, 12 things, I have to do 20. Those extra 8 things I have to do are not necessarily hard as those 8 individual tasks. Anyone can do them. And no one would say, wow, that, made me break a sweat. That was really difficult. I never want to do that again in my life. No one would say that. But it's just the extra stuff that makes it more tedious, take longer, take actually more effort and energy, but it doesn't take a lot of effort and energy. And my prime example is getting into the car. It's harder, but that doesn't mean any of it is actually hard. I pop up into the car, lift up the chair a little bit, take off the wheels, lift the chair over my body, set it down, I'm in the car, and I'm ready to go. Shut the door like everyone else does, seatbelt, drive. That's harder. It's harder for me to get into the car, but it's not actually a hard process. Everything that I have to do, which makes it harder, is just extra things to do, not necessarily hard things to do. So yeah, check out my blog. I'm writing there quite a bit. A lot of philosophical stuff, just random stuff in my head. And that was one of the main things I wanted to mention today. So now we're doing lateral raise. And I'm going to do a couple extra sets as a warm-up. I got in here early today, finally. I need to get to bed earlier, though. That's the crux. That's the whole issue, is that my sleep is going to start, having a lack of sleep is going to start to really, really affect me. I need to get back into about 8 hours of sleep. Otherwise, I'm going to crumble. Sleep is very important. Alright, now shoulder press. I like using the machine. It's pretty, well actually this gym does not have a overhead barbell press like setup or apparatus or machine. Not machine, but you know, it's like the bench with the dedicated rack where you can unrack and rack up the barbell. They don't have that here. A lot of other gyms have that. Even other gyms of this same chain have that. This one doesn't. But I also prefer the machine because for myself, if I try to do dumbbell or barbell overhead press, I have to add a strap or something to my torso because when I pull out and I do it, my hips can get pushed out because of the weight. So this makes the like actual functioning aspect of the workout better for me since I can't push with my feet, you know, against the weight. Yeah. The future of WheelchairDNA. After Olympia, right now I'm focused on Olympia. I'm starving myself to death, and you know, I don't really have time or energy for much else to do for WheelchairDNA. But after Olympia, I'm still gonna come to the gym. I'm probably still gonna do gym videos every day, and I have a good rhythm. I have a good routine with that, so it's getting easier for me to envision adding in more videos, more time and effort to edit, and so on. I'm doing a lot of videos. You know, my trip to Taiwan is for WheelchairDNA. It's for the channel. But my vision for WheelchairDNA is going to be partly travel. So I'm going to be, you know, going to different cities and doing videos of everything wheelchair related, culture, food, the whole shebang, but focused on more accessibility stuff in different cities across the world, America, wherever. So that's one of the things I want to do, where you'll see a playlist called Taiwan. You'll see a playlist called New York City, San Francisco, Seattle, Hong Kong, Singapore, Australia, wherever else. I don't know, Barcelona. And, you know, but that's not super new or even, it's hardly unique. There's a lot of travel vloggers. There's also quite a few people who are in wheelchairs who do it. So I'm just going to add to that like category of videos. I'm going to be adding to those. But on top of that, I'm going to be doing a lot more lifestyle, a lot more living, a lot more, as much helpful stuff that I can do for wheelchairs. So it's like, I envision like a 50 video playlist for, you know, titled, you know, you just got in a wheelchair. You just got your spinal cord injury. Here's everything you need to know, or everything, or here's a lot of things to know about, you know, your first 100 days in a wheelchair, stuff like that. You know, and it's going to cover stuff from the legal, medical, physical therapy range, everything, right? Like, when my first 100 days in a wheelchair, I traveled. I think I traveled internationally. I, you know, hopped on an airplane. I did a solo flight across the States. Just figured it out, you know. I was immediately independent and immediately did a lot of things. Not everyone can do that, but, you know, at least this way, for people who are new to being in a wheelchair, there's a lot of things you need to know, and there's not really a lot of great ways to figure it out, not that I know of. But I'm just gonna, you know, contribute that as well to the community, to the internet, and so on. That's my future. That's my vision for WheelchairDNA. And then on top of that, I'll do those kind of clickbaity videos. You know, like I want to do a video where it's, because I have two wheelchairs, so it's me and my younger brother, and I want him to be in the wheelchair as well, and, you know, do a video about like a normal person using a wheelchair, you know, some clickbaity title like that. You know, normal person uses wheelchair for a day. Stuff like that would be pretty fun. You know, my brother and I have a fun time making videos and whatever, so that would be cool. All right, last two workouts. chest flies and then reverse flies for the rear delts. And you know what? I'm going to be leaving the gym around the same time as I always do. I feel like I just can't get in here early enough. The earlier I get in, the more tired I am, and then the slower my workouts are. And so it's kind of like this catch-22 where it's like I can never get out of here at like 8 a.m. or 8:30 because I just always find a way to, I don't know. It's fine. I'm okay with it. I talk to people. I have my friends here, you know. So this is my social hour. This is where I feel alive, where I get my energy from the day, psychologically. Physically, it's draining, as it should be. But yeah, so talking quite a bit today. I feel like I did talk quite a bit on video and just to some friends. The Oracle stock went way, way up today. Pretty excited about that. I work at Oracle, if you don't know. So, yeah, just going to try not to get laid off. They've been doing a lot of layoffs lately. So as long as I can hang on, then I should be pretty solid. It's not all about money, but it's nice. You know, start with a lot of money while I'm young, and then it can give me a lot more freedom later on. And also right now, you know, you don't want to postpone the good stuff. Never. Yeah, so I'm going to record these next 2 workouts and then be done. And this will be my last talking segment. Have a great day. I love you. Goodbye.